I'm rolling.
I'm rolling.
I'm rolling. We're both rolling. Did you ever play Steamrollers as a kid?
No.
Do you know what Steamrollers is?
Hold on. I'm sorry. I have to switch off of my internet again. I have to do a phone hotspot. This is crazy. Okay. How's my connection?
You're good, I think. You were good before too, but apparently.
Oh, maybe it's your connection.
No, my connection is fine.
I'm hardwired in.
My connection is crystal clear, dude. Don't ever doubt my connection. Okay? I pay for that Spectrum high-end, whatever the frick it's called.
What's the high end? Which one do you pay for?
Whatever the ultra mega speed is.
Ultra mega? Oh, yeah. You've done your research.
It's like 400,000.
That's what I have. 400,000 megabytes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have 400 too, dude. Don't go acting like.
How come yours is all fricked up all the time?
Well, I think I'm too far away from my router.
Well,
and it's lonely. And it's like, everybody wants to use me for my internet, but they never want to hang out.
listen, I was just about to explain to you what Steamrollers is.
Oh, yeah. Is that when you would lie on the floor and roll over your friends?
Yeah, you try to roll over each other.
Yeah. Dude, that reminds me, Connor and I used to play Slug Wars when we were younger.
Oh, yeah,
you ever play Slug Wars?
I used to play too. We get in the sleeping bag backwards and
then you just wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was you came out soaking wet because those things are just don't breathe, you know?
Surprisingly, no one ever like chipped a tooth or anything.
Yeah, no. And you'd have to get the ones that are really cushy and soft because then you could just flail around and it didn't matter if you hit a wall or somebody else's head.
Well, you'd need a spotter too. You need someone not in a sleeping bag so you could make sure nobody hit the TV or anything like that. Yeah, it was fun. We should do it again. I should fly to Ohio.
You think it has the same? You think it'd be the same as 30-year-olds?
Yeah, I think it'd be just as fun.
Sweet.
What are we talking about today?
I had an idea for this episode, and that might segue us into the topic.
Okay.
I want to challenge ourselves, Vin, this entire episode, not to utter a single accursed word.
That sounds great. Did I say one yet?
No.
Wow. Here's another challenge on top of that.
We've been rolling for 3 minutes, and you're like so surprised that you haven't cursed yet.
Well, I haven't been keeping track, but that is surprising. Yeah, that's surprising. And on top of that, try not to say like.
Like,
you know,
dude, like oh my God, like, wow, like, have you ever yeah, doing a podcast makes you aware of all the things that you don't want to be aware of.
Intentionally, like, sometimes I will listen to it back and intentionally, like, I realize how much times I say like, and I am like, God, just shut up. Shut your dumb freaking mouth.
Ooh, nice censorship.
Caught myself there. Yeah, I almost slipped on that.
This will allow us to dig into your brain, dude. Squeeze out some new. We need to do a deep dive on our lexicons and what happened to the good old days?
What good old days?
You know?
Oh, like
the good old days in middle school.
I just said like. Oh, I just said like, and butt munch was going to be the first one I threw out.
Well, that's the classic.
Fart sniffer.
Dick pimple.
What was that a curse?
Dick?
Dick pimple? Yeah, it's not, but it's vulgar.
I think we all know what the vulgar words are that we're trying to avoid.
The 7 words you can't say on television.
Exactly.
Which I believe fart may have been one of them. I think it is.
Oh my gosh.
And I remember them
Potty
because
mouth.
There's a Blink-182 song where they sing the 7 words you can't say on television.
Huh.
I could sing it right now, but I'd be breaking the rule.
Yeah.
Do you want me to sing it, though?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Because I want to bring it back. So why are we doing this, Vin? What's today's topic?
Self-improvement. Yeah.
Self-improvement. Yes.
Why did we choose this?
Well, I don't know. Wait, maybe there's areas of ourselves that we'd like to improve, including we've already talked about cursing less. We use it as a crutch, and so I think we can improve upon that. What other ways can we? What else? What do you think about when you first think of improving thyself?
Probably being less frazzled throughout the day mentally, more focused.
Mm-hmm.
I feel easily distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be distracted by the celebrities and the beautiful people.
The beautiful people.
You're a monkey, Derek. Martial arts, good. Prime Minister of Malaysia, bad. Yeah, I feel like I'm an easily distractible person. And so I want to correct that. So when I get to the end of the quote-unquote workday, I feel as though I did not waste a bunch of time, or that the things that are going into my brain are actually useful to me. I was once listening to oh man, I can't think of his name. Oh, this poet who did, do you remember that movie about the guy who goes to jail and he's like, I just said like, dang it. It's okay. Let it go. And he goes to jail and he's a slam poet and he does poetry like in the yard to break up a fight at the end. Remember watching that movie?
Not that I recall.
I don't know if that was him in the film. Dang,
wow, okay.
What is this dude's name?
Go back to your point. We're going to lose it.
My point is that he said, you think of what you put in your body has an effect on your physical well-being, your diet. Well, what's your mental diet, dude? What do you put in your brain? It's no different.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
And so,
do you feel like your lack of focus is just because you're taking in a bunch of junk food, brain junk food?
Yeah, and this goes right back to last week's topic when we were speaking on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And getting distracted by the TikTok and Instagram throughout the day and stupid little articles.
Well,
and, yeah.
I didn't even realize that we were going to do this topic on this week. I didn't realize that we were going to talk self-improvement, but I'm glad it's this week because I've been doing a little experiment since we last talked. I have not touched social media or news for the entire week.
And you're in a state of nirvana. You literally float off the ground.
I'm like, dude, I just wake up and I float. And Julianne's like, oh, we have to do this. And I'm like, I already know it. It's like perfection. Oh, I just look at my screen and my work gets done.
That's cool.
Changing diapers telepathically.
Plants grow when you walk near them. Birds sing. Or when they are enveloped in your golden aura.
It's not like that at all.
What's it like?
A little bit more mental clarity. I would say it's, more focus, I'll say, on work because I've just made sure not to dilly-dally. So if I finish a project, I'm not just like, oh, I'll just jump onto YouTube. I just like jump onto the next thing. And I've replaced my phone with a book. So on the off chance that I do have some downtime, I'm not just surfing. You know what kills me?
Bullets?
On my phone, if I swipe left, I just get the news headlines. And I realize that is my go-to more than anything else. And so I cut that out entirely. I'm like, the last week, if I see a news headline, I'm like, I put blinders, I shut my eyes. I'm like, nope, didn't read it. No celebrity gossip, no nothing.
This is the week that nuclear war will start.
Don't tell me that. Don't try to undo all the progress I've made.
You know what
I don't even want to know.
Well, you sure? Because I had a very interesting one I saw.
If you want to talk about it for the podcast.
No, I saw a headline because that's as deep as I went. That was a
yeah. What was it? What was it? Tell me.
It's a Freedom of Information Act request. The government released files in regards to extraterrestrial type stuff. And that they're in the reports. They talk about, it's interesting. These are the two specific things. They talk about skin burns and unaccounted for like pregnancies.
Wow. Like insinuating like we got some alien babies?
Yeah.
Cool.
Breeding, interspecial breeding to create the perfect star child being that will usher us into the new golden age. And then Atlantis will rise out of the ocean and we'll get to ride around on dinosaurs again.
If that's all in the report, sign me up, baby.
And the dolphins will talk to us. Finally. What's that?
Give me your best dolphin.
Hello. My name is Swilly Doo. Swilly. Quick, give me a funny alien name. Quick, funny alien name. Go.
Blibbert.
Blibbert. Nice. Now ask me to do it.
Quick, give me a funny alien name.
Xanthan gum.
That's cool. I didn't expect that. The odds that an alien species would name their offspring an ingredient that we use as a stabilizer in our foods is just off the charts comedy.
Thanks, dude.
Is it a stabilizer?
Dude, thanks.
I don't know what actually I don't know what xanthan gum does. I forget.
Xanthan gum, it sounds like it'd be something that would give you constipation because it's gum. You think it's gunking up your inner workings.
That's the trouble with names.
Xanthan gum. You know, xanthan gum stays in your system for 4 years, right?
Does it?
Wasn't the thing if you swallow gum, it stays in your system for 7 years?
Yeah, but now you're spreading disinformation, Vin.
Oh no! Stop! Oh, stop!
You're sowing the seeds of fake news.
Oh, please!
Nutritional fake news.
If you
and you know what? I think you should be better than that. I think you should improve yourself.
What business do we have? Because we're going to give advice. We're going to give a lot of advice on this episode. We're going to be telling everybody how they need to be better. And here's I'll tell you where I get the gall is that I know I'm better than you in every way possible because I have a podcast, because I stream, because I have a job, because I get up at 9:45 a.m. 15 minutes before work. I roll out of bed, I feed my cats, I do the litter, and then I start my day. And I get through that day. I slog through the day, and by the end of it, I don't remember even half of it. And that's how I know I'm better than anyone listening right now.
Well, we could close it up then.
Well, we got to give all the advice now, right?
I don't know. I mean, do you really want everybody in the world performing as optimally as you?
I'm a level 57 in Elden Ring, and I'm a level 57 in Elden Ring, okay?
I don't know what that means. I haven't played. There could be 5,000 levels.
Technically, I think you can distribute your stat points up to 99.
Why do they never go to 100?
I don't know. The game would break the system.
So you're telling me that you've been playing for weeks and you're only half as good as some people? And that's supposed to impress me?
I got 50 hours logged in about. So that's almost a level an hour. About.
Wow. You collecting all those little runes?
Mm-hmm, yeah, I collect them.
Oh, are they so hard to get?
Sometimes. And sometimes you get a bunch and you lose them.
Oh, you lose them. That's sad.
Yeah, sometimes you lose them and then something really cheap happens and you're like, oh, God, I hate this game. Oh.
I was thinking that self-improvement can mean different things to different people. Like for us, it might mean like being kinder and like, like taking care of your mental health. But what does self-improvement mean to an anarchist?
Well, first you gotta lay out what in your mind's eye what an anarchist even is. Because, dude, there's so many subgenres of anarchy now.
The anarchist in my mind is like a cartoon character anarchist where he's just going around doing bad stuff, like kicking people in the head and like punching walls and like giving mean faces to the camera and, you know, like spitting where he's not supposed to and like, oh, stay off the lawn sign? Nope, I'm going on the lawn and I'm digging holes in it. Stuff like that.
I believe that subgenre would be called a teenage angst primito adolescent, there's some anarcho satanist.
So if they were to improve thyself, what would they need to do? Do they wake up in the morning and they're like, I'm going to kick 200 people in the head instead of 100?
No, you send them to a boarding school. You have two men show up in the room at 3 a.m. and grab them and take them to the woods and re-educate them.
You're talking about improving them the way outsiders see them needing to be improved. What I'm saying is to that anarchist, that's not improvement. That's not self-improvement. That's being beholden to what society wants you to be.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to fit into this good little box. I'm going to be this cookie cutter. Oh, take me to work 9 to 5. No, man. That's why it's different for everybody.
The anarchists the cartoon anarchist we're talking about, they're going to self-improve by literally turning into a puddle of goo.
Dude, that's so
because
rebel.
they're not even to conform to what you would typify, and that's a word, the human shape to be. You're gonna tell me a human's supposed to be a bipod with arms that swing with the opposite leg, and they inhale, exhale? No, I'm literally melting down into a puddle of goo that bubbles and steams, and can go slip under doors.
Oh, what is this goop on the ground? Oh, it burned me. Oh, it's gross, and it's sticky, and it won't come off. It's that type of sticky stuff that's just like stays on your finger even after you wash it.
You may have stepped...
Just like the worst.
You may have stepped in an anarchist.
Evolved to their final form.
Remember we had that idea that the hipsters that were so cool that they were going to stop breathing, and it was like the idea that it was a bunch of hipsters in a park that just stopped like eating and breathing until they died.
Oh yeah, it was like a
because like breathing is mainstream.
Yeah, it's like, dude, everybody's breathing right now. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Like, oh. Yeah, that would be like probably an F&D TV bit.
The script is somewhere. But anyway.
Back to yourself, Finn. You wanna focus throughout the day, cut out that mental goop that's been sticking in all the, like, dude, you know how like brains are wrinkled?
Yeah.
Yours is smooth because the wrinkles are caked with a bunch of just crud.
I'm a smooth brain.
You're a smooth brain, dude.
That's an insult that's going around. I've seen that resurge. These smooth brains over here.
Yeah, because isn't it the more you age and learn, like the deeper the wrinkles set in?
Yeah, dude. And they say that Einstein had Grand Canyons in his brain. If you were to actually shrink down at scale and stand on Einstein's brain, it would be the same as standing at the Grand Canyon. Probably something that would even be deeper than the Grand Canyon. You
think you would hear your own echo there?
Yeah, you would say something and it would echo back something like even smarter. Or you would yell like a math problem and it would just echo back the answer.
Oh, and it would solve it.
Yeah, that's tight. What am I doing to clean the gunk out of to make my brain nice and wrinkled?
Yeah, dude. What are you doing to wrinkle it today?
Sudoku puzzles. I'm not, but that's something I could do. Apparently, exercising helps grows brain cells or something.
I believe it.
And I was doing right now. I've relegated my physical fitness activity to render times.
What do you just do some jumping jacks or push-ups?
I'll do some pull-ups or push-ups, yeah, just between render times.
What you rocking for your pull-ups? You got an iron gym?
No doubt. Dude, no doubt. Of course I got the iron gym. What else is there?
Do you do the is it like in your doorway and you like do the little what do people call it? Like entry fee or whatever? You gotta do a couple in and out of the room when you leave or enter?
I like that term. No, I don't do that, but not a bad idea.
It's a good way to stay on top of it, get some in.
You know what I have to do? I have to put socks where the actual iron gym meets the door, because if I don't, it leaves these stains.
Did the foam come off of your iron gym?
It just leaves these like dark stains over time. So I use socks as a buffer.
Yeah, mine does that. You're gonna ruin some good socks though.
The socks are fine. They're fine. I'd say it's very wrinkle brained of me to do that. But we can argue this if you want.
No, that's fine. I'll take that.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get so like defensive back there.
No, it's okay.
A moment ago. You taking nootropics?
Nah.
Okay.
I've heard that. I've heard they don't. I don't know. I'm not a big supplement guy. Not that I'm saying they don't do anything. They very well could.
Well, they don't.
You said it. But I've never like taken something and been like, oh yeah, this is the ticket. This is like, there's a lot of stuff going around right now. Like there's a lot of like startups that are doing like the brain, like hack your brain, like get the most performance out of it.
You've
like,
been using your brain all wrong.
Just get 8 hours of sleep, exercise a little bit, don't eat. Like all these companies have tricked people into buying this stuff because they're not getting rid of their actual bad habits, which is eating a Snickers bar for dinner, getting 2 hours of sleep, and then waking up and chugging a Red Bull.
I love that you said Snickers.
Like, why can't I use my brain? I need pills.
When I'm usually in line at the... Oh, we've talked about this before. I already said this.
Oh, smooth brain.
Dang. It's very smooth brain of me.
Freaking fart knocker.
Before we started this episode, I threw on our old pal Gary V, who we've kind of made fun of. But Aaron, do either of us really know or understand Gary V? Do we really get him?
No.
You're right, we don't.
No, I don't get him. But I get him, but I don't get him.
He said, people are soft. There's no adversity anymore. Because people today who have good lives, they're soft. And you never had to struggle for anything. And I guess I can't not disagree with him to an extent.
Yeah, there's some validity there. But I also think that... Oh, go ahead.
And I was listening to it, and as much as I'm making fun of like the whole idea of him, there were moments where I was listening, and I'm like, he's got a freaking point.
He makes good points on the stuff that I've seen.
There was moments where the spell was working, and I felt like, yeah, you're right. I am going to go, But then he also said, like, I want to slit throats.
Whoa.
I want to slice throats is what is part of his ethos.
What does that mean?
It's just his drive for entrepreneurial success is akin to a bloodlust that you will is savage AF, Aaron Frank, and you can never understand it unless.
The only holdup for me is like, what does that actually mean? Are you just working really hard to get your project done, or does that mean like you have such a bloodlust for like getting to the top that you're gonna cheat and cut corners and be a dick and like lie and possibly like throw people under the bus? Because in our current structure, like that stuff gets rewarded whether we admit it or not, like in the hierarchy that is a lot of businesses, being cutthroat will probably move you to the top.
Dude,
it's not a good thing.
This report came out, this is true, 100% of CEOs, clinical psychopaths. Clinically psychopathic.
100%?
Every single one. You literally cannot become a CEO unless... try it. Let me ask you a question. A very simple test. Are you a CEO?
No.
Are you a psychopath?
No.
Done and done.
Wow.
Case closed.
Are you a scientist?
I'm like an
What?
Autodidact. I was trying to make it
Autodidact.
What's like a funny way to say that? Autodiabetic.
I don't get it.
I ruined the joke. I was just like it's like, oh, how would a dumb guy say autodidact?
Oh, I gotcha.
I'm one of those autodiabetics.
So what in your life right now are you implementing that is making you a better Vinny? Also, can I just ask, isn't it crazy to think, like, what do you think the ultimate form of Vinny is? Like, would you be scared if you met, like, Giga Vinny?
I think, yeah, there would be some, I don't know if he'd be scared, but there'd be like there would be an awe, like a shock and awe, an undescribable sense of like, there'd be like a fear, but it'd be like a fear like that, the type of fear that H.P. Lovecraft talks about, where there's just something before you that's so great and massive and powerful and unknowable that it instills in you a type of fear that is, I believe they call it an eldritch fear.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think
this Giga Vinny has all his stats maxed out at 99.
You know how the aliens talk in the aliens in what's the one that Dennis Villeneuve Arrival. You know how the aliens talk in that?
Yeah.
Where it's like it's like a low rumbling sound.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Gigavin talks.
He just doesn't need to use his full vocabulary.
Yeah, he's like he has like the Neuralink, but like he evolved it in his brain organically.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you hear him speak, his mouth is not moving. It is just you just feel stuff.
Wow. Okay, so he's got what seems to be special abilities, but what makes him the more self-improved version, the ultimate version of you? And are you working towards it? Let's go back to my original question. Like, are you trying to attain that greatness?
Dude, I just said I'm doing pull-ups during render times.
You've said. You said you thought about doing Sudoku.
I'm about to get back on Duolingo. I'm going to wake up. One of these mornings, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go hike up to Griffith Observatory.
Are you sure?
Yes.
And is that going to do it? Is that like the first step? That just seems to me like a one-off thing. Like, I went for a hike today. It needs to be a plan. You need a regiment, dude. You ever seen that? You ever read that book, Atomic Habits?
No.
Well, the idea of it is you create habits for yourself. It's not just like, I'm going to hike. And then you hike and then you come back home.
Dude, I didn't even take my phone in the bathroom when I took a dump the other day.
That's pretty good. Now try it every single time.
I'll give it my best shot. I actually took I have a little book of Random House poetry I took in there, and I was reading little poems.
See, did that feel better?
It felt a lot better. It's something I like don't want to say, but I will be embarrassingly honest right now.
Okay.
And it's not something I should be embarrassed about because I know a lot of people do it, but I gotta watch less pornography.
Dude, that's a huge one. Nothing to be embarrassed about.
I sometimes when I watch it, I literally feel my brain smooth over. It's like, whoa, that's not good. And I do feel better like going days without watching it.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. That's a huge one that I think guys in general like need to well, I'm not going to tell anybody they need to do anything, but I think that like would be incredible. It's been helpful for me too, like getting off it. It's just like,
yeah.
So it's an addiction, man. It's like anything else.
What's Aaron doing to improve?
So I've started two things. Let's call it like April. I'll say for April. I've been doing some of it for March, but not much of it. No processed sugar.
I don't believe it.
I mean, it's only been half a month.
It's in it's in everything, dude.
It is.
Go look at your. Sometimes I'll try it and I'll grab like a jar of peanut butter and it's like there's sugar in this, like whatever.
It's sugar in everything. You have to be conscious at the store to watch what you buy, or else it's going to end up. Hey, we've been even bread. Bread is a huge one. We've been buying this Dave's Killer bread. I'm sure you've had it.
Like Dave's Killer bread. It's the felon bread.
It's killing you, dude. One slice has got 5 grams of added sugar in it.
Oh my God. Criminal. They're literally trying to kill you. They should put them back in prison.
But no, I was kind of surprised by that, honestly, because that was one of the things I slipped up on. I had a piece of toast with a meal, and then I looked at the packaging, and I was like, what the heck? I was like, really?
Did you eat it and you felt like a tingle in your body, and you're like, oh no.
It's like, oh, what is that? Yum. No, it's crazy, though. The first few days I had bad headaches. If you straight up cut out sugar, your body lets you know.
I did that with coffee.
Oh yeah, coffee too.
I did it with coffee, and then I had a day where I had like an awful migraine. I planned it on the weekend too. I was like, I'll do this over the weekend. So and then
trudge through it.
And you know what? You know I've done since then this week? I've had coffee every day.
Well, you got.
I just did it for nothing.
Not for nothing. You just got to.
But I have less though. I have less.
Yeah. Coffee, I haven't, for other reasons. I haven't touched caffeine in like probably since the pandemic started. Which
you're so cool and you're so
initially that was really hard for me.
Oh, good for you.
No. I'm not trying to be like that.
I know you're not. I'm being like that. Dude, tell me to shut up when I do that. Just say shut up, you loser.
No, Vinny, you're not a loser.
Dude, I'm a little worm.
Dude, you're not a worm.
Dude, I'm nothing.
I have
no self-control. You're
just a little smooth brain, coffee addicted.
Little monkey man.
Little puppy boy who doesn't know better.
Sniffing around looking for snacks.
Yeah, the no coffee thing was hard initially, but caffeine gives me really bad anxiety. I think I have like a sensitivity or something, because every time I convince myself like, no, I can do it, and then I have a cup of coffee and it's not good.
I give my cats nootropics in their food.
Well, your cats do seem like they're just like vibing extra on another plane of existence.
I give my cats, I mix like a pre-workout in their meal and nootropics. And it keeps them jacked and happy.
Yeah. No, they do look pretty swole lately. Creatine?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I've been sneaking some creatine into the girls' water. And also, you know what they love, man? They love the mass gainer.
Well, you're trying to get them for the weigh-in, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I derailed you with my stupid joke.
What
were you just saying?
I don't remember.
You were saying you had headaches when you stopped eating sugar.
But it's still, the craving is there, man. You're like, and then your brain, like when you see something. The other day we had cake it was just like angel food cake. It wasn't even like super rich, but we had it for my mother-in-law's birthday, and I'm just like looking at the cake. I'm like,
but it tempted you like a little devil.
That's one little piece. It did. It was Satan's cake.
Isn't that ironic?
And I was like, no. And it was like, Aaron, it's so small, the sugar won't even do anything. And I'm like, I can't. Just taste it. No. Just a little bite. And then I started punching myself in the head really hard.
And your wife's
my mother-in-law was like,
why
is he doing this? And I'm like, it's the sugar. And that, boys and girls, is what it takes to become Giga you. Don't ever stop until you're ready to break your head through a wall.
I was watching one of the motivational. I forget if I mentioned this at the beginning of the podcast, but I told you I was watching those like just in preparation for this episode, I wanted to get my mind in the game. So I went on YouTube and I Googled motivational speech compilation. And of course, there's like, there's like 2 hour long comps of just all these. And the video clips are hilarious because it's people working out. And one of the clips was literally a dude smashing his head against a mirror. Like, what is that from? Like, why? You know what? I shouldn't have to do that.
You don't want it bad enough.
If you're not willing to give yourself a concussion, you don't want it bad enough.
Sorry, pass. If that's what it takes on entry, then nah.
I go to sleep and I put these videos on.
Loop them in the earbuds.
And I have dreams of me climbing mountains and then moving mountains and digging big holes deep into the core of the earth and drawing and taking a little straw and drinking from the earth's molten core and taking in Gaia's power and then going to my job and just destroying everybody around me with my work ethic.
You ever have people at work that are like too into work and you're like, whoa, this is weird?
Yeah.
You're like when everybody signs off for the day and like you have the feeling that they're going to put another 4 hours in and you're like, get me away. This is weird.
No specific scenario comes to mind, but like, I'm sure, yes. Like I know people like that. There was without naming, I won't name it, whatever. It's not gonna. Somebody did, because the company I work for was recently acquired by like a multi-billion-dollar international conglomerate, and they had earnings for Q1 that were better than the previous quarter.
Ooh.
And he posted like, "We're crushing it, y'all." It's like, no, we are a drop in the bucket. We don't matter. Like, this is not. No, we are not doing anything.
We're crushing it.
Yeah. Yes.
We're a drip.
It's funny to me.
What else? So we've talked about food intake, mental intake.
You doing enemas, dude?
No enemas.
Dude, you gotta have a clean tube. You gotta have a clean colon. Did you know, actually, this is a true fact. Listen, you already got a smirk on your face, because you're not taking me seriously, and that really irks me.
Okay, your last fact was 100% of CEOs are psychos, and I thought you were about to say 90-something% of, and I was anxious to hear the rest of it. So hit me.
I think it's actually something like 92.3% of people who get colonics show a 60% improvement through 40% of their activities.
Those are some good numbers, man.
And that was a Gallup poll.
Gallup is the best of the pollers.
It's the most neutral one, for sure. It's the most gray.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
I challenge you to get a colonic, by the way, and that challenge extends to myself as well. And we'll see. And we will talk about our experience.
If we're in our mind's eye looking at those super us's,
yeah,
are we being true to our current selves if we're thinking they didn't get colonics?
Dude, I think future us's are so rich that we have in our home gym, we have a colonic cleanser on staff. Colon cleanser on staff.
Why wouldn't you? It's a no-brainer.
Me and Mary went to
It's a no-coloner.
What?
I don't know. I was trying to make some stupid joke. Go ahead.
There's a salon that a spa that Mary and I went to for her birthday one year, and it's owned by Tyler, the Creator's mother.
Okay.
So I could go there and get a colonic by Tyler.
Does she play all of his music while she does her procedure?
No, there was none of.
Wait, how do you even know that?
He posted about it on his Instagram, and I think she saw it and was like, "Let's do this," and I was like, "Okay," so we went. So, and they do.
Wait, what did you get? What did you do there?
They did what did they do? What did we do? They had these things. They had these things like these steam, like these these seats that emit steam that you sit on and you steam your junk. Like with like mineral fog.
It's not like a sauna. It's specifically for your genitals.
Well, it's like you're sitting in a warm room, but then you're sitting on these like seats that that are designed to let your junk just hang. And then there's like this hot thing like emitting this like, steam.
Something about a hot vapor too close to my balls I'm not into.
Yeah, I was.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it, yeah.
And what'd you think?
It was nice. Yeah, it was nice. I don't know. I mean,
I'm not getting good reads from anything that you do. Like, remember when you did the sensory deprivation tank?
Yeah, that
I
sucked.
asked you about that.
That sucked. And I think I don't know, maybe you have to do it more than once because the experience was so novel to me that I couldn't get comfortable doing it. I don't know.
For anybody listening who doesn't know, tell what a sensory deprivation tank is.
I think most people know by now, right? But I'll explain it anyway. It's a tank you get in, and the one I went to, there's like salt water in it, so you could float on it, and you're in this dark tank floating in salt water that is supposed to be the same temperature as your body, so you can't really tell the difference between, like, you just feel like you're in a, amniotic sac or something, you're back in the womb.
Born again.
Yeah, and you're supposed to have these earplugs in because if the salt water gets in your ear, it's not good, but my earplugs kept falling out, and I kept, like, it was taking effort to float. Like, it wasn't effortless. I had to, like, kind of keep
Didn't you say your body kept bumping into the tube?
Yeah, I kept bumping the top of my head into the back of the tube, and I was like, this is not... And I saw a pinwheel of light with my eyes open. And that was the most, and not that the point is you're supposed to like go in there and like see stuff and trip and hallucinate. I don't know what the point of it is, but I guess it's like...
The point is Gary Vee came around and was like, I know how to get all these rich white kids to spend money, and all we have to do for our overhead is get some tanks and put some water in them.
Well, Joe Rogan, I remember hearing Joe Rogan talk about it a lot. I think he has one in his house.
Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe it work. I don't know. I've never done one. I can't talk.
But yeah, that was like, would I do it again? Yeah, if someone gave me a coupon. Someone had like a Groupon they weren't using, and they're like, you want this? I'd be like, sure, I'll take it. I'll go.
I've been doing yoga a little bit because I think I injured my leg from cycling. So the yoga has been nice and relaxing. Good to stretch.
Do you cycle inside or outside? You had a
Inside.
stationary bike. Do you have a screen in front of you? Do you put on VR goggles when you do stationary?
Ooh, VR is a great idea. That'd be cool.
And you're going through like a haunted mansion, like a spooky mansion.
Ooh, I gotta get away from the ghosts.
That's like $1 billion idea. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Have your cycle hooked up to the VR headset, and so then but you'd sweat. You would sweat, and that would get real nasty.
I'm looking for like Day of the Dead style, where like I also have a machine gun and I could gun down zombies in my way as I'm cycling.
Yeah, that's sweet. You could mod your bike that you're on to like have
a couple buttons on the handlebars, and you press them as you're going, like shoot some rockets. Up, grab the holster. You got a gun on your holster. Like, it's, dude, Time Crisis. Think if it got clack, 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 like actually has the...
There's a name here, like Civilization Cycle, or like bike apocalypse. Like apocalypse. It's all like apocalyptic stuff.
If anybody wants to develop this, Vinny and I will only take a cool 20%.
Like pedal apocalypse.
If you want to develop the idea.
Mr. V, if you're listening and you want to get in on this... He did say one thing where I was like, okay, fine. You're right.
What was it?
He said that,
Do I have to prep my brain for this?
Dude, he said that, gluten is the... He said cut out gluten. No, I was trying to think of something funny and I freaking couldn't. I suck at this. All right. Whoa. Sorry. He said, whatever your passion is, like whatever you're going after, you should love doing it. So you should love whatever your side business. You should love whatever it is. I'm like, ugh, okay, yeah. What am I going to disagree with that?
Yeah, I mean,
He said you got to have patience. I didn't pop off right away. It took me 200 years to get my business off the ground. Gary Vee is a vampire. Gary Vampire. That's what the V stands for.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He said it took me 200 years to get my business going. So you got to be patient.
That's a whole other realm of improvement. It's like your own work, right?
What if you don't know what you like?
You got to try stuff. You got to try the 4 hobbies that we mentioned before.
Which are? Pop quiz.
Crocheting, woodworking, bird watching, something, metal detecting?
No, yeah, maybe. Something like that.
Do you feel like you struggle with knowing what you like?
No, I know what I like.
You're talking about just for other people, like how do I find my passion?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've talked to people who don't know. They're like, I don't know.
I feel lucky that I found making movies at a young age, so I just knew this is what I like so much that I want to make my life revolve around it. But I don't know, there's just you got to dabble, If it doesn't smack you in the face, there's so much stuff. Obviously we've covered on other episodes, but there's just there's so much fun, different stuff to try. Cars. I want to work on cars. I want to go fast. I want to parkour. I want to.
If I could
design buildings,
I want to race cars. I love driving fast.
See, there you go.
I love doing that. I love getting in a car and putting pedal to the floor.
Vroom vroom.
Going vroom vroom. You got to take one of those quizzes. Oh, did you take the aptitude test? Remember the aptitude test in 7th grade or whatever?
Maybe, but I don't remember.
And it was you should be a pilot, little Susie.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember that. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you what mine said.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I don't know why I even brought it up. If you took it now, what do you think you would be?
Not a pilot.
What would you want it to be, though?
I just wanted to say Giga Aaron.
That's not It's no, you got.
We got your results back. Looks like you're going to be the ultimate version of yourself. Wow, that's exactly what I wanted to be.
You never told me in your boy that is for you, what your ultimate version of yourself is.
Well, it's got to be something different than Giga Vinny. I can't just rip off of everything that you said.
What's Ultra Aaron?
Ultra Aaron.
Or Alpha Aaron, I guess. Or Omega Aaron, because it's the final, it's the last.
Ooh, Omega, yeah.
Yeah, because Alpha's the first. You ever think, it's kind of weird, Alpha male? It's no, that means you're the first version. I know it's you technically, in a way, it's you could visualize that as being on top. But no, it means you're the most buggy version of it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You gotta be the Omega of something.
Omega Aaron has got he's got a small backpack, and he just travels the world with just only a few possessions, and one of them is a camera, and he goes places and he shoots movies.
What's your BMI though? What's your how big are your traps?
Dude, I could bench. Omega Aaron can bench 320 just as many times as he wants to.
Okay, so going back, this version you use minimalist, little possessions. You clearly your family's not with you. It seems.
Well, who knows? Who knows what point of my life this is at?
Okay.
Doesn't
sound like they're there, but that's fine. Go on.
Well-traveled, super cultured, preferably multilingual, where I could just get on with the locals,
Yeah.
Just casually speaking Vietnamese.
Yeah.
This is some great pho, down in some noodles. Hey, I got a jet going back to, I'm headed over to Iceland. I got a day date in Reykjavik.
Yeah, that's tight.
Stuff like that.
A day date? What's a day date?
Dude, it's when you're so boss and you travel so frequently that you can literally pop into a place. You can pop in and out of a country for just 2 hours on your private jet.
Yeah.
But seeing that you didn't even really know that was a thing, is worrisome, I would say. Also, people won't be able to tell, but you're straight up texting during the podcast. I would say that is pretty smooth brain move and not very Giga Vin.
Actually, let me break this down to you because hold on. I was
literally explaining like the best version of myself, and you're just looking down texting.
Because Alpha or Gigavin can multitask. Well, yeah,
because you're definitely operating on Alpha right now.
Gigavin can multitask, and I was texting my neighbor to let them know that the laundry was going to be done soon because she's been waiting. I'm trying to be courteous because Gigavin is very conscientious of other people's needs.
Except for mine.
And also, but I was simultaneously listening to you because you were saying how you're going to go on a day date in Reykjavik. You're going to go to Vietnam and you're going to order a banh mi and eat noodles. And then
I never even said banh mi. That's crazy. You were not even listening. Banh mi was never a part of my order.
You're right. It wasn't because when you said Vietnam, I thought he's going to save banh mi. This, what? This perfectly illustrates that I have a lot of room to improve.
That is a Giga Vin thing to say. And you know what, Vin? I'm here to help you as long as you'll help me because we are best friends and we have to do it together.
Accountability buddies.
Yep.
We got to start with getting those colonics, though.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to set mine up soon.
Can you do a dual colonic where we have a tube from each of our butts that goes to one tube that drains it? You know what I'm saying? It's like a Y-shaped tube, and like we're at either end of the Y.
It feels like a prank anchor's call. Calling a place and being like, well, do you do the duo ones?
Couples do colonics.
And they're like, sure, we'll do a couple one, but yeah, you each have your individual procedure. No, the tube needs to join together.
We're hooked up at the same time.
I'm sorry, sir, that's not a thing. Can you fabricate the tube so that it splits?
Or can I fabricate the tube and bring my own tube?
Do you accept custom tubes?
My tube has a copper tip on it. I have a very sensitive sphincter, and it only accepts copper.
We'll see how we can accommodate.
I'll get very inflamed if it isn't copper.
Vin, I think one of the things we want to improve on was not all the poo-poo doo-doo talk in every episode, and this one's full of it. This is full sewage.
I'm sorry.
You know what?
I'm sorry.
You brought up the colonics.
I did. But that's only because I think it wasn't like a total non sequitur.
No, you're right.
I think it had place. I think there was a place in time, and I think I nailed it.
We'll go back and listen, but I think you're right.
Can I get all meta woo woo on you?
Please.
I feel like this is stuff I've actually said though. I don't know.
Say it again. I'll let you know.
You just got to visualize it, and you're already there. Time. Think about this. Think about Omega Aaron already existing. For you to become that has to already exist in the future, right? It's a certainty. Because people in the moment are very uncertain. We're very finicky creatures. And that's not evolved. That's very smooth brain way of being. Mm-hmm. So you gotta already have in mind.
You gotta own it.
You gotta have already in mind that the thing is there. And you just imagine it you just focus on it every day. And then it just is. And it always was and always shall be.
There is like a motivational saying that I have always liked. That is, your future self is looking back at you right now through memories.
That's kind of crazy.
Think about it. It's not as much to do with like, well, I guess you could interpret that as like whatever you want that future self to be, but they're going to be looking back on this moment. Maybe you're super overweight and your future self is super buff and is currently looking back on your present self as being like, wow, remember when I was that? Or like, maybe your future self is really motivated and is looking back at you playing.
You gotta go on. You can say play video games. Go on, say
playing some leveling up your Elden Ring character. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
But I stream when I do it. I'm building an empire.
You can stream. You can do whatever you want. I'm not trying to denigrate. I have an average of
4.5 viewers a stream right now, okay? And that's saying something.
That is.
It's only up from here, baby.
I'm not trying to disparage. I was just using it as an example.
I'm an affiliate, okay?
Affiliate of what?
I'm a Twitch affiliate.
Really?
Game Goth and I are. That means I can run ads, but I always forget to do it.
Got to get that money, dude.
Anyway. Sorry, you just started to disparage like an entire community.
No, you're right. You're right. That was whack. I was off my rocker. All my point was
Thank you for owning up to it.
You're right. Exactly. There's no problem. My only point was that be the future self you want to be, just like you said.
What do you say? I don't know. I think we really drove this one and parked it, and parallel parked it.
We did.
And now we're gonna get out and we're gonna walk into we parallel parked it outside of the really expensive restaurant that we have a reserved table at.
We did a lot of talking, Vin, but we haven't done the walking. So what we need to do now, we need to establish what we're gonna do tomorrow. How are we gonna implement? We got our plan of attack. Now do it.
You know, actually something that is like, if I could not joke for a second, like I feel like I should answer it in some kooky way. But if I'm being serious, I will probably get up, and this is something that helps me. I'm not saying this is what everybody's going to do. I'm going to try to write down my dream that I had, and then I'm going to start the day by writing down my dream. I'm going to end the day by journaling about the day.
You used to dream journal all the time.
Yeah,
and I was always envious of that because I was like, man, that's such a cool way to get the wheels turning, and also just like log stuff that's like you'll never remember, but it'd be so cool to look back on.
Yeah.
Do you still have any?
Yeah.
It'd be crazy on an episode in the future for you to.
I was just going to say, do you want me to read one right now?
Do you have one?
All right, give me 2 seconds. I can probably pull one up.
Just pull up a random entry from like years back.
Go into where is it?
And that's what we can close on, because this will be your future self looking back at dreaming, Vinny.
That's great.
Through memories written down.
Here we go. I've kept like kind of like a journal from, it's very like there's huge gaps in it, but it starts at like 2010. And like I can go back at like I could find a random day in 2012 and like find an entry, and I'm like, that's what I was doing back then.
But is this just a journal, or is it a dream journal?
It's everything. I journal it.
Wow.
I just have one. It's just easier to have everything on one doc. Let me pull up the original one.
Yeah.
Where does this one starts? The first entry in this one is May 14th, 2010. Here, let me do this. Let me do Control Find Dream. Let me find next. Let me jump ahead. My dream journal. This sounds made up, but
what year? When is it from?
Ooh, I didn't write the. Oh, this is on the heat. This is June 24th, 2011.
All right, let's hear it.
Last night was Friday, June 24th, and I had a crazy vivid dream. A lot of it has escaped me, but I can start with this. I think I'm Kobe Bryant, and I'm riding a jet ski down a stream while somewhere Queen Latifah or Monique's voice is talking about environmental awareness of the swampy ecosystem. The stream opens up into a wide lake, and next to me, Michael Jordan is driving a fancy purple car on the water. We cruise along and pass a Wendy's that's accessible only by jet ski. Eventually, I pull up onto the bank, and I am myself again. I walk through the woods and squint. Where the sun's rays flare through the canopy, there is a path that leads upwards through this woodsy glen that has a mystical fog floating in the atmosphere. At the top of the hill, it looks like a Victorian house But when I reach the top, I see it's a cityscape with skyscrapers, but it isn't a real skyline because they quickly become small and crumble before my eyes. And I noticed the city was actually sitting on top of a pole that is in front of me, and I'm now grabbing and realize this pole is actually on top of the Empire State Building. And I'm way, 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 way the fuck up there, but I remain calm and gently let myself down. But the whole time there is this eagle that's dive bombing at me, and I think it's trying to knock me off. Well, then the eagle turns into a dolphin, and it's doing the same thing. As I get closer to the bottom, I feel like this is boring as I'm reading this. As I get closer to the bottom, I notice the ledges all have cigarette butts on them, so I must be low enough to a point where people's cigarettes have landed if they were smoking from up high. I reach the bottom, and then I forget.
I actually really enjoyed that. That felt like an acid trip. If that was a real dream, that's crazier than a lot of dreams I've had recently.
I mean, reading it, it sounds like this is how you would write a crazy dream. But, I mean, I wasn't doing that. I was writing them down.
That was bananas.
Bananas. This shit is bananas. Reading a dream seems like an interesting way to end a self-improvement episode. But I guess it came on the heels of saying, like, that's what I want to do to, like, try to keep my mind focused. Right? And I'm not going to go on any social media tomorrow. I swear to God, I'm not.
Really?
Yes. Between the hours of, from when I wake up to at least 6 o'clock.
I'm going to text you all the craziest Reddit and TikTok links I can find.
Well, no, that's totally goes against what you're trying to do. So what do you...
Because guess what? The other side of Omega Aaron is evil Aaron.
What?
And evil Aaron is out to sabotage anybody who's trying to improve their lives.
You can tell me this.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Just kidding.
Okay, what are you doing tomorrow? What's your goal? To not be a smooth-brained dog biscuit.
That's pretty much it.
What?
No, I was just saying my goal is, but I realize I need to say what I'm going to do. No sugar. No social media. Also, I'm going to try and practice gratitude. I'm just going to wake up. I'm going to think of some things that I'm grateful for. Try and kick off the day with a good mindset.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. I really mean that. I know I sound like I'm being... like I'm kidding. I'm not.
Number 1, not grateful for Vin's sarcasm.
I was not. I was being serious.
Number 2, grateful for Vin's sincerity.
Thank you. I'm here for you.
Number 3, grateful for Vin's best friendship.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, man. Well,
hey, you know what we need to do?
I'm going to hold you to it.
Same, likewise. But you know what we need to do if we're going to implement all these positive changes in our lives to become the better us's?
Get colonics.
Aside from that?
Yeah, what?
Get a good nighty-night.
Get a good night. Dude, that's the thing I've not been doing.
Get a good nighty-night.
I'll stream at night, right? After the day is through. And it's like, dude, Elden Ring, you can't just play an hour of Elden Ring. Are you nuts? You got to sink at least 3 hours into it to do anything. And so last night, it's 12, it's midnight, and I'm like playing, and I'm like, well, let me just go into this one catacomb real quick. Let me just see what it's about. And of course I get in there, and then it's like, now it's 12:30, and now I get to the boss, and now it's like, well, I got to defeat the boss. I got to kill this guy. And then, of course, it's not the first try. It's like maybe the 5th or 6th try. And now it's 1 a.m. And I've done it. I've defeated the boss. But I have not I've not defeated Aaron. My smooth-brained impulses. All right.
I think it's time.
Yeah.
I just want to say I believe in you.
I believe in you, too.
And I believe in everybody listening. To become... we're not being sarcastic when we say we want you to be the best you possible, whatever that means.
And if you feel like you're falling short, you gotta be super hard on yourself. You gotta really say, I'm worthless.
No.
And you'll go so far down that you'll come out the other side.
No, that's not true. Forgiveness.
Take a good look in the
is
mirror
good
and
too.
say, you suck.
Don't listen to Vinny. The evil Vinny is coming out a little bit. Anti-Vin and Evil Aaron are teaming up to take on Omega Aaron and Giga Vin.
And we're here to say that all you little dreamers out there, well, you're living in nothing but your own waking nightmare day after day.
That's right.
No escaping. When you die, it continues.
You'll never succeed.
Say goodnight.
Bye.
It's Fonecallz.